in a season where you have to begin to ask yourself, are you doing what's required? Are you willing to do what's required? Because what worked in marketing in 2022, I guarantee will not work in 2025. I published this report via my email newsletter. You can grab it at the link in my bio. It's a 6-day email series email course going through 21 ways to attract high caliber clients. But I will resend the 2025 report, the state of email marketing, because what worked 2 and 3 years ago is not working right now, okay? And that's just life. That's like life has seasons, business has seasons, just the earth in general has seasons. This is a universal truth that is reality. And so as entrepreneurs, we have to really ask ourselves the hard question of, am I willing to actually scale my business, or am I trying to play it safe all the time? Playing it safe and being in this state of stagnancy, just like if you think about a pile of water, if you leave a pile of water out in your yard, mosquitoes are going to start to fester, okay? And it's the same thing in business. In 2025, if you're still trying to take in the 2022, 2023 strategy, the way that you approached email marketing back then, the way that feels comfortable and safe, then you're going to have to reap the rewards of that stagnant comfortability. That's the thing. Comfortability, yes, it feels safe, but the reality is the most reward, the most revenue, the most reaping that you're going to get, the biggest harvest is going to be right outside of your comfort zone. But this is one of those things that you have to answer for yourself. Nobody can answer this question for you. You have to make a cognizant decision to move forward in your business every year. Season after season, year after year, you have to ask yourself, how am I moving forward? We're moving into March. We're just like 48, 72 hours away from March 1st, which means Q1 is about to be finished. It's about to be gone. I want you to think back to your New Year's resolutions that you had December 31st, the last 2 weeks of December, and ask yourself, am I even taking the action steps to get where I need to be? So I'll give you an example. For me, those action steps, we're doing an entire email marketing sales series for my email list that is wildly growing. So I'm like, okay, I need to follow my own instructions and email my list more frequently and do the sales sequences that I do for my clients to generate them extra revenue. I need to apply that to my own business. And yes, you get out of your comfort zone when you do that, but the rewards are amazing because you automatically get new clients that are walking through the door. You automatically get more signups to your email list. You automatically get more conversations that are happening in your email list, okay? And so when those conversations start, obviously that's a good thing from a sales perspective, because sales is basically just a conversation with somebody. And I want you to also realize that even before people get in touch with your brand, the customer service, the business experience starts with your email communications. Meaning, if you are not showing up consistently with email, if you are not following up before calls, like a lot of you already do, if you have a successful finance luxury firm, you know that you have to show up before calls to remind somebody, hey, we have a call in 15 minutes. Hey, we have a call in 30 minutes. You're doing these reminders. It could be automatically scheduled through something like Calendly or Acuity, the way it is for my business, or maybe you have your sales team doing that. But take that same level of consistency that you're doing when the client or the prospect already books a call and apply that to before they book the call, because you need to show your customer service the ability that you have to provide someone an elevated experience through the email campaigns that you create. And if you're like, well, I'm not creating that many email campaigns, you're like, man, I'm just winging it, and you feel kind of guilty watching this, take a deep breath. It's okay. We all start slow. We all start somewhere. But today is the best time to make the decision before we leave Q1 at the end of March. You got about 30 days to make the decision how July 2025 looks for your business, how August 2025 looks for your business, how September and October are going to look. The decisions that you make today are going to dictate what these later months in the year are going to look like, especially if you sell a high ticket service. When you're selling high ticket, People need to hear from you more frequently. It's going to take additional touch points. It's going to take you emailing consistently. Maybe you have to pop on live more often. Maybe you have to do some omni-channel marketing to draw people back to your podcast, to remind them and make sure that they watched it. This is what's required in the 2025 economy. It's not like in 2022 where people would just send an email, maybe 2 times a week. They would get all of these clicks. Nowadays, everybody knows about email. I have so many entrepreneurs in my inbox that are sending emails that did not send them in 2022. And so obviously the email inbox market is a little bit more saturated. And so if you're not strategically planning, okay, how am I going to A/B test my subject lines? How am I going to make sure I'm provoking curiosity? How am I going to make sure my writing is even engaging enough to get people's attention? Because guess what? If your subject lines and your content is not engaging enough, people aren't going to even open your emails. They're just going to pass through it and be like, you know what, whatever. You're not even going to get the attention that you need. And so this is the time to strategize. It's still early 2025. It is not too late to do what's necessary, but it is a cognizant decision that you have to make. Nobody can make this decision for you. Even if you've been looking at hiring marketing consultants, business masterminds, if you're in a season, it's time to invest in your business. Think about what is going to drive the bottom line revenue. Do you need to do another photography shoot? Or are you more in this season where you're like, actually, I just need to nurture the leads I already have? Do you need to tweak the colors on your website for the 50th time? Are you in the season where it's like, you know what, I have a list of at least a couple thousand people. Let me go ahead and nurture them daily. And I have clients who will actually nurture both with email and SMS. I've had clients like this for both e-commerce and financial services. And so this is across all industries that multiple touch points are needed, especially if you have a luxury high touch point offer. From the e-commerce standpoint, that could be an offer that's $300 to $500, right? But from a financial services or a business advisory perspective, that could be an offer that's $3,000 to $10,000. Either way, if you're in the luxury zone of your industry, you're going to have to show up more consistently. And so I want to break it down in one more way before I leave this live. Lastly, if people in high ticket tech sales, corporations, are willing to go through 22 touch points to schedule follow-up calls to work with their clients, then you need to also be willing to do that work, or to hire a team to do that, or have a combination where you're doing it and part of your team is doing it, because that's just the necessity that's required in this season of business. We're not in the 2020 economy. We're not in the 2021 economy. It's 2025. It's time to level up the playing field if you want to scale your business to new heights. I'll talk to you in the next video.